morning. Thanks for tuning in to another daily conversation about situations in everyday life. So let's talk about it. So, of course, we know that it's another Friday. Feeling real good today. Got up just happy. Just happy about the accomplishments for the week. Just happy that, I learned something new this week that I'm going to share with you in a little bit. But I just feel real good. I'm ready to get lit, right? I had to go to iTunes this morning and pull up my girl because I just was feeling her vibe, which was Aaliyah, it's Friday and I'm ready to sing. Pick up my girls and hit the party scene tonight. Oh, it's all right. So get up and listen to my podcast, and I'm gonna get you in the mood. 'Cause it's alright, yeah. Shout out to Aaliyah for that one. I had to listen to that today. I was just feeling it. Like, I want to get with my girls tonight. Too bad all my girls are not in Georgia. A couple of them is up in New York, Connecticut, Tennessee. But some of them is here. Some of my sisters. And, we're going to connect this weekend and take a break from these children because they be stressing us out. But it's okay. It's life. We're mothers. That's what we're going to go through, right? But, this week, I attended this seminar that was really just one of the things that I always wanted to say that I was able to do, but not really been able to do it, was be on auto pay, right? They make us think like auto pay is, I don't need you going up in my account when I didn't tell you to, right? But the reality is you use that bill all month. They got a right to go in there now. It's time to pay up, right? But we don't look at it like that. It's like, let me pay my bills when I want to. No, you need to pay your bills when you need to. That's one of the things I loved about my father. My father paid his bills, okay, down to the last days that he was on this earth. He made it a point to pay off all his debts, even in laying in his bed with his phone. And that just looking at him do that, it just gave me so much encouragement to just not look at it as a burden. Look at it as something that you want to be able to do, because it's kind of like your word. You say, I'm going to use your service and I'm going to pay you in 30 days. It's like a net 30, right? That's what a bill is. So if they can trust you to have access to that for the month, then just be upfront and pay that bill at the end of the month, right? A lot of times you struggle, you get to it where you can't pay it all. You might could pay half now, got to do a payment plan, whatever you got to do, get it paid, right? But sometimes it gets overwhelming in addition to all the other things that you got to take care of. Not that you just are complaining, but it gets hard. Especially if your dollars ain't right? I used to always think that the only way you can be on auto pay is if you making that money and all of that money is just always in your account. There's no time frame where the account is on no negative or the account is at no $5. It's always money in there, so bills can it's nothing. Just take it out of there. Why do you think? I never thought of it like this, but when I took this seminar, I realized it's not that you need to have constant money rolling through your account. What you need to do is have a grip of all of your bills so that you are able to make sure that amount of money is in that account, right? Even if you say, I only make this amount of money every month, I can't handle it. What you need to do is get a budget. If you have to adjust some of those things to get a budget, like I was recently paying on something that I had a certain amount of payments on, and I looked at it and I'm like, that wouldn't work. And then I went to one of the things I told you guys about the other day, Afterpay. It allows you to kind of do that where you get something and you pay it in 4 installments. But this way that I was doing it was a totally different way. And when I look at it, I would have ended up paying 3 times the item. So it's like, readjust that so that you're only paying this out for the next, 6 weeks. And once you're done, you're done. Opposed to having that bill that would be a bill for you for the next 17 months. That's a no-brainer, right? So I shifted that when I looked at it, and I'm like, okay, once I knock these off, and I don't even got to worry about that. I can just put my budget down lesser of $160. So when you can figure out places that you can do that and adjust your monthly expenses to match what you can afford, you can be on auto pay. That's all it takes. And I was sitting here like, oh my gosh, like that's an aha moment. And you being on auto pay, not only with some companies, you get a discount. Like, for instance, my cell phone bill. If I'm on auto pay, I'm paying $10 a month less for each line that I have. And I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines with them. I can lessen that $10 per line. So that's going to save me $70 a month. $70 a month just to be on auto pay. And you over here thinking that it's some thing that you got to have a whole lot of money. No, you just have to commit to that money that you already pay every month. You just have an account linked where they take it out at that time every month. So if you're already paying it, just structurize yourself to make that money be in the account on that day. So when I sat down, took me about 2 days to do it. Sat down, organized, okay, babe, we're going to have this joint account that's going to take care of all the bills. So you put your money from your personal account over there every month. I'm going to put my money to that account every month, and all the bills are going to be paid out of this account. Boom. Did that first. Then went in and looked at all of my budgeted everything, looked at what I'm paying monthly, looked at the dates, made sure I aligned. I got all the dates. Took all the, say for instance, you had this set of bills that was due between the 1st and the 10th, right? That's when group 1. Or then you have another set of bills that's due between like the 10th and the 20th. Then you have another group that's due from the 20th to the 30th, right? Boom. So these are 3 dates that you pick to make sure this amount of money is in the account to cover this total amount of bills, right? That's all you got to do. So if, for instance, I get paid every 2 weeks, my fiance gets paid weekly. There's a set amount that we have to pay every month. We looked at what that is. You contribute half, I contribute half, and it goes into this one account. Now, any other monies that we have, we take care of our own personal wants, our own personal needs, like, for instance, my lashes, my hair, his haircut, things like that. So those are not in the monthly bills that we pay, because this month I might not get my hair done. Next month I might get my hair done twice. So it just depends. It's not a bill that is going to be a set bill every month, a set amount every month. It could change. So that it does not come into that bill. You take care of those on your own, right? We have to take care of these together. So we make sure that this bill is taken care of out of this account, out of this system. Once I looked at that and I did that, I'm like, I could put everything on auto pay. Because when I looked at it, if you transfer what you're supposed to transfer every pay period, all of these bills will be taken care of on their due dates without a hiccup. Now you're on auto pay and you didn't get a higher rate. You're not getting paid more money. All you did was structurize your bills. So it's really about changing our mindset and realizing that we could do anything we want. There is always a system that'll let it work. For some people, it might be a different system. For the people that's making 6 figures, all they do is just put everything on auto pay because they know that money's going to be in there. But for people like you and me that are just probably living paycheck to paycheck and a little bit more over, you can do it too. Don't let them tell you that you can't. It's just a system that you need to follow. It's the same system that they kind of follow because they do the same thing. They know how much they're making every month. They know how much is this, and they put that amount in that account. Then they have their other stuff, their investments and all kinds of stuff. That's the only way they could even do that. That's the only way you can even start to create a financial portfolio. You got to get a grip and know what you're doing with your money. One of my favorite things that I say is managing your money is when you put your money where it needs to go and let it do what it needs to do. That's my take on money management, right? Once you do that, now your foundation is set. Now you can build on top of that. You can't build on top of where there's no foundation. Sometimes we'd be sitting there stressing out and thinking, oh, I need a bag. Once I get that bag, I'm going to be able to. That's why when you get that bag, 6 months later, you ain't got that bag. You didn't flip that bag. You have nothing to show for that bag, but maybe a couple shoes and a couple outfits, because the way you did it, that's all you got left. You got to learn how to make your money do what it needs to do for you. And that means shifting your mindset that doing things for yourself is not partying and getting lit. It's keeping your foundation solid so that you can party and get lit, right? So just take that thing out your mind and make you feel like you can't do it. Take that thing out your mind and make you feel like it's too hard. Yes, it gets hard, but we're doing it. We're doing it. And now can you imagine when you shift the little things that you need to shift and organize certain things that you need to organize? Now you're going to be saying, I'm lit. I'm really doing it now. Nobody can't tell me nothing. Because now you still on the same amount of money you making, but your ground and foundation is solid. Nothing is shaking. No lights is turning off. You ain't running out of the food. You ain't getting late payments no more. Because that's another thing. When them late payments tack on, sometimes you paying twice what you're supposed to be paying. You adding on another bill that you don't even need. So just get a grip and structurize it. And I guarantee you'll start to save money more than losing money. Because all of them late payments, you losing money. That's extra money that you could have used to something else. All because you paid the bill a week late or 2 weeks late. When all you had to do was structurize it. Once you structurize it and start fresh, you get caught up on all your bills and you structurize it and you say, boom, I know that this date, this amount of money. You're good. I'm telling you, from now on, you are set. Because you have your system, you set up your system. So now you can go back and enjoy it. Now you can enjoy your weekends, right? Instead of you having to use your weekends for your side hustle because you need more money. I mean, it's all good because if you want to do something, you go do your side hustle as well. But when you don't have to and you just want to enjoy and have those movie nights with your kids or binge all day Saturday with your man, like you get to enjoy these things. You get to enjoy life. I want to go and plant a garden today. Or I want to just go ride on the Beltline, or I want to go walk the Stone Mountain. You can now do the things that you want to do because your foundation is solid. And I'm just so happy that I finally got to this point because it's been a struggle. It's really been a struggle, like really getting a grip on just this thing called life, and when you have to do this thing called life and balance your family and balance your career or work or business if you're working on it, it can get a little weighty on your shoulders, right? It can get a little heavy. And sometimes you just don't get the encouragement that you need. Sometimes you just want to hear that you're doing a good job. It might be hard, but you're doing a good job, Like I was scrolling through IG and I love her so much. She's so adorable. But listen to this video I found on IG. Hold on. Here we go.
You don't have to be perfect to be a good mom. You don't need to compare yourself to other moms. It's okay if you feel overwhelmed by motherhood. This shit is hard. You can take a break. The world won't stop turning. I'm so proud of you.
I so loved watching that video. That was Tia Mari. It's when she yelled out and said, "This shit is hard." I felt that so much because sometimes, like, I be sitting back like, bro, like, this is different, right? And I'm sorry. This is no shot to the stay-at-home moms that don't have to work, right? This is no shot to you because motherhood is still hard, even if that's the only part that you have to deal with. But you see this other shit, this motherhood or what they call the career moms, that shit different, okay? And especially if you are one of the old school career moms, because a lot of the new age career moms that are making great money, they have their living nannies, they have situations that they don't really have to do everything. They have a set car that picks up the child for their extracurricular activities. Like I remember when I was doing Uber and I used to pick up a bunch of kids sometimes from their house to go to their piano lessons or picking them up from their swimming lessons to go home, or, their parents are working or they just have a system set and that's how they do it. They can afford to. right? But for us that don't, there's days that my 15-minute break, I got to take that 15-minute break to run and pick up my daughter from the extracurricular curriculum activity and then come back and clock back in. My lunch break, when I leave my lunch break, I'm in that kitchen chopping up chicken, seasoning up whatever's for dinner, putting it on and starting. Like, you have to juggle everything, right? It's not just taking care of the kids and doing the extracurricular activities. It's not just working a job and then taking care of the kids, or just having it to where systems are shifting everything for you and you just kind of, you're still tired because you're probably in an executive position as a woman, and you still got to come home and mother your kids. So don't get it twisted. I know it's still hard regardless. Once you're a career mom, it's a little bit harder than a stay-at-home mom that does not have to work. And that shit gets hard. And I know that sometimes we all just want a little encouragement. We all just want to hear, good job. You did a good job. You know, when you're working and managing the bills and handling all of that, you can't afford an accountant or a CPA. You got to do all of that shit yourself. You can't afford a nanny. You got to do it yourself. You can't afford a cleaning lady. You got to do it yourself. It is a little overwhelming sometimes, okay? So for those of you that are out there like that, I'm here to give you your flowers, hold your head high, just keep pushing, because your work is not in vain. All right. There's a lot of us out here. There's a lot of us that are enduring what you're enduring, and we understand your pain. Even if others don't, I understand it. All right. So just keep shining, keep smiling, keep loving on your households, and continue to be the best versions of you.